In this video, I'll be taking a look at my music collection. Now, I know this is probably not what you signed up for, but I really want you guys to get a one-on-one connection with me, and this is the best way to get to know me. You'll get to know what type of music I like, what kind of genres I like, and maybe, hey, maybe some of this music you like too, but you haven't listened to in a long time. So maybe this will inspire you and get out and start listening to some old music that you may have liked but you haven't listened to in a long time. It should get your body ready, the juices flowing and everything like that, and you should be pumped to listen to some of this music. Now, before I start my collection, I have some stuff to talk about. First off, this video is going to be very, very, very long. I warn you now, this is a very long video because I'm going to go into detail when it comes to all my music. So be ready for that. This video could get 50-60 minutes long, very long. Also, if you didn't know, mostly I don't like collecting stuff as a whole. I don't like collecting anything. But one thing I absolutely love collecting, music. When it comes to music, I just love owning the physical media of the actual disc. I love owning the actual album. Sure, I can go to like iTunes, Amazon, I can even have a Spotify account, and I can easily just listen to song by song or pay song by song. But I really like to support the artist, and I really like having the full album the way the artist intended you to listening to them. Even if I only like one song off the album, for the most part, I still buy the whole album. I know what you're thinking. That's crazy. Why are you buying a full album just for one song? Well, I also picture it like this. Back in the day, people had no choice. If they wanted one song on the album, they liked it that much, they had to buy the whole entire album. That's why I just love supporting them, even if it's just one song, because I feel like that one song still took them a lot of time to create and everything like that. So I want to support them as much as possible. That's why I own physical over digital. Don't get me wrong, digital has its upsides. You can buy it now. You don't have to worry about the physical media taking up space and things like that. Because I won't lie, my music collection has grown and it's very big. And for the most part, it does take up a lot of room. I'm not going to lie, but I just love owning physical when it comes to media, when it comes to music. So there's something to just talk about right there. I will say, however, I do own a lot of digital albums as well. These are not all my collection, but in this video I'm just mostly going to be showing you all my physical media, because I would say 99% of what I own is going to be physical media. Now, which type of physical media do I own mostly? I mostly own CDs. Yes, I've heard people say that vinyl is better, but some groups don't make vinyl. Vinyl takes up a lot of space, and you have to convert it if you want to put it on like your computer, your MP3 player, your tablet, your phone, your game system, just things like that. I just love the convenience. And sure, it may sound better, but how much better does it really sound CD compared to vinyl? To the human ear, or to a normal person, it may not even sound that much better. It really just depends. But I can see some people being nostalgic for old vinyl records and stuff like that. Now, how am I going to show off my collection? Well, I'm going to start off with groups that I only have one CD by, and those are the groups that I mostly don't really care about too much. And then after I go through all of that, I'm going to go through groups that I at least have multiple albums by. Even if there's only 2 by that group, I still consider that multiple by the group. So those are the ones I'm going to be showing last, because those are the ones I care most about. I'm not saying I don't care about the other ones, but I don't care about them as much as the groups that I have multiple albums for. So anyway, let's get the ball rolling and start the video. I have to go down here and dig because I do own a very lot. Now, there is some stuff also in here which I do want to talk about before I start showing you my albums that I own personally, but for some reason I don't actually have the actual albums to show you. I lost them either in the process of moving my collection around and things like that. I own them, but I don't know where they are. Right off the bat, I do own a lot of Disney and a lot of kid stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I'm only mature on like grown-up groups." No. Back in the day when I was a teenager, I listened to a lot of Disney stuff. Like I listened to a lot of Selena Gomez, a lot of Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, things like that. I'm not showing you them in this video because it's a waste of time, and you probably don't want to see that stuff, but I want to be honest with you. I left those out, and I still own them. Don't know why I own them, but I still own them. I'm just not going to show them there. Another artist which is very popular and very successful, which I absolutely love, but I don't know where the albums are, is going to be Taylor Swift. Yes, I can admit I am a Taylor Swift fan. I absolutely love all of her albums. I own about 4 to 5 of her albums. Don't own all of them, but I own most of them, and I do love Taylor Swift. Let's get that out the way. I just don't know where my albums are because of my whole moving my collection and stuff like that. Now let's get down to the meat and potatoes of the collection. I'm going to start with one that I actually just bought like today as the recording of this video. You may know a lot of people change their music habits through times, just like video games. You get into a certain genre, or maybe a certain type of year, or maybe sometime you're just feeling a certain genre at that moment of time. And yeah, before I start this, I want to tell you what kind of music I am into, so you can have a general knowledge before the thing starts. So you'll kind of know what kind of collection I have just by me talking. For the most part, I own mostly rock stuff. Now, for the most part, I don't own mostly hard or metal music. Most of my stuff is punk rock music. So if you like punk rock music, that's where I am. I like a lot of different genres. It just happens to be that I absolutely love a lot of punk rock. I am generally a punk rock kid at heart. But now my taste in music is kind of changing. But I think it'll always still come back to punk rock music. I absolutely love punk rock music. And then also I own some country. I own some rap. Very little country and rap, but I do own a couple of albums in country and rap. Not that I don't hate them, I just don't really look into it. Maybe I should look into more country and rap, because I'm not going to lie, there are some pretty good country and rap albums out there. I just haven't really ventured out, because for the most part, I'm not really a fan of country and rock too much. And then of course I do have a lot of pop music, a lot of generic mainstream pop music in my collection as well. And also I do love EDM, techno, dance, things like that as well. So you'll see some of that in my collection as well. So anyway, let's start my collection. The first one I have on my list, I just mentioned, I did just buy today. I'm looking at it right now. I did pay new price, but I'm okay paying new price if it supports the artist. And it's a very well-known group. And like I said, I don't own a lot of heavy metal, heavy rock, or stuff like that. But this is one group I'm actually going to buy more stuff for. What group am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about AC/DC. I have been listening to AC/DC a lot lately, like in the last couple of weeks. For some reason, I've been on an AC/DC high kick, and I absolutely love AC/DC. If you're a person that loves good guitar riffs, then you have to go with AC/DC. AC/DC is definitely a headbanger. It's definitely awesome. Now, they're not the hardest group out there by no means, but they are pretty hard, and if you love their music, it's great. Most likely you've heard at least a lot of their songs. And also when I talk about my music, I will be talking about some of the songs on each album, the ones I like the most. So if you want to try to create a playlist of songs that I personally like, feel free to do that. Obviously the ones on here that are very good is Hell's Bells, for me at least, Shoot the Thrill, Back in Black, and You Shook Me All Night Long, and Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. But I haven't really listened to the other ones on this to give it a fair shot, but I assume if I like AC/DC, I'm definitely going to like the rest of them on this album as well. You can see I didn't open it yet. I'm definitely going to open it after this recording and start listening to AC/DC. I absolutely love AC/DC, and this won't be my last AC/DC album. I definitely love Highway to Hell, TNT, Blow Up Your Video. I love everything. I am a big AC/DC fan. Honestly, I wish I would have started collecting them way back in the day, because this is my first one. I don't know why. For some reason, I actually forgot about AC/DC. But now, just looking at them, I'm in an AC/DC mood and stuff like that. That also makes me lean towards groups like Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Megadeth, things like that. I really want to broaden my horizon when it comes to heavy metal, hard rock, and things like that. But definitely AC/DC. I'm going to enjoy the bejesus out of this AC/DC album once this video is done. Probably for at least a good couple more weeks. I'm in the AC/DC mood for some odd reason. I just love their music. Next off, we got a group called Beck. Now, this group is actually, I would kind of say pop, not pop rock, pop rap kind of, and they really do have a really weird style to them. But the songs I like on here are the one I like the most on this album 100% is, let me see, I haven't listened to this in a long time, but I'm trying to find the one I like. Maybe I swear this is the album that had my favorite song on it. I'm trying to look around for it. Well, I'll just give you some I actually like on this. I like Soul Sucking Jerk. F in my F in with my head. Mountain Dew Rock. I like that one as well. There's supposed to be one on here that I absolutely like, but I can't find it. Oh, Loser. Number one, Loser. Definitely. If you're going to listen to a Beck, I would recommend listening to Loser. Loser, definitely, everything that he's saying in Loser is kind of like, is tripping you out. If you want something where you feel like you're high or you're smoking and stuff like that, I don't promote that on my channel, of course, but Loser is just one of those songs that's kind of trippy. All the lyrics he's saying don't make any sense and stuff, but it's just a heck of a good time. If you love groups like that don't make any sense, that just kind of just rap and really weird and chaotic and stuff, definitely check out Beck. I absolutely love Beck. It's funny I only own one. I don't love them, but they alright. There's Beck for you right there. The next one I own, since I did say I do like a lot of punk rock, I do own only one album from New Found Glory, and the one I love off this album, I listened to this one, but the one I love off this one, the reason I bought this one was I know it's on here. Sometimes it's hard to find out what number it was. I'm looking for it real quick. All Downhill From There. I like All Downhill From There from New Found Glory. Definitely, I love a lot of their songs. They made one called Something About Kings, and if you know what I'm talking about, yeah, it's one of their most popular songs, I do believe. But yeah, I need to get more of New Found Glory. I do like some of their other songs as well, but there's New Found Glory right there. The next one I have, I only own one by this guy. He is a popular artist as well. Bruno Mars. I love Unorthodox Doorbox. Obviously, the ones I like are Locked Out of Heaven, Treasure, When I Was Your Man, and yeah, definitely a good one. If you love mainstream music or if you love pop music and stuff like that, then you'll probably already know what Bruno Mars is. I love Bruno Mars. This one I can't talk too much about, but it's in my collection. I don't know what this is, but I like the music on here. I don't know what the group's called. I think it's called Brand New, The Devil, and God. I'm not sure. It looks bad on it, but just check it out if you have a chance. Haven't listened to it in a while, but I know I like it for sure. Go ahead and check it out. Again, it's called Brand New, Devil, and God, or Raging Inside Me, I think is the name of it. It looks kind of twisted, but it's a little bit different. The next one I own is it's a rap artist, and he's a very well-known rap artist. He's been up there. I mean, he is a fairly new one, but he's gotten around. Kendrick Lamar. I absolutely love Good Kid, Mad City. Everything on here is very, very fantastic. Even if you're not a rap person, you can admit he talks a lot about life stuff, and I love talking about life. And if you're into talking about life and things like that, then this is very good. The reason I love Kendrick Lamar, because he's just a down-to-earth person, and he talks about experiences he's experienced in his life. It's not a lot of bad stuff. I should get more of Kendrick Lamar stuff, because he is a very awesome rap singer, Kendrick Lamar. You probably already know who Kendrick Lamar is. He's a very well-known rap artist at this point, or hip-hop. Love Kendrick Lamar. Actually, he holds a special place in my heart. Honestly, he's an awesome singer. If you love rap, even if you don't, I highly recommend checking out Kendrick Lamar. The next one I have, which I don't know why I own one. She doesn't make a lot of stuff, but she's making actually a new album this, I don't know when, but it's coming up this year or next year, but I'm talking about Katy Perry. And the cool thing about Teenage Dream, I actually got Teenage Dream on release. I knew about Katy Perry before she became like super, super popular. I remember her back in the hot and cold days, like you're hot and you're cold, that song. But yes, I do love Katy Perry. And one thing about this album, it does actually smell like a cotton candy, believe it or not. And I knew about all these songs before they were mainstream. The only ones that were mainstream, at least as far as I remember, were Teenage Dream and California Girls, and then the rest of them became popular like overnight. Usually I have a bad thing with myself when albums or groups get mainstream. I tend to stop listening to them, and that's kind of how it happened for me to Katy Perry. But at least I had a good 2 to 3 weeks of this before the whole thing became mainstream pretty much. And like all the songs people were listening to, like it was always on the radio. But I definitely do love Katy Perry. She's a very good mainstream pop artist. Next one I own, which I never opened up, which is more classic rock, 70s, 80s, is Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates actually makes really good music. The ones on here, obviously, you probably heard are You Make My Dreams, Private Eyes, I Can't Go For That. Obviously, they're a very good classic rock group. If you love classical rock music or chill music, then you'll definitely love this. I said chill music, not chill, but classical rock most likely. 70s and 80s music, very good. popular group. You always hear them on the radio a lot, especially if you're listening to a station that plays classic rock. You'll definitely hear them. Page 799. Haven't opened it, but I probably should be opening this because I actually love Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates are very awesome. Next off, we have Pink Floyd, The Wall. Now, the only thing I've actually listened to this on this album is The Wall, actually. I think it's called Another Brick in the Wall. Yes, Another Brick in the Wall is an awesome song. I know I should be ashamed of myself because Pink Floyd is one of those classical rock groups that everybody listens to and everybody knows, especially the Dark Moon, and I only own 2 albums by him. Pink Floyd, The Wall, this album, if you didn't know, still holds value. It goes for like around $20 still. So I was fortunate enough back in the day to buy it for $8. But Pink Floyd, The Wall, should probably listen to more of this album because Pink Floyd is one of those classical rock groups that just everybody knows and everybody loves. He's so popular. And then I got another one. I don't know what this one is right here, but it has no name. Oh, it's called Pink Floyd Pulse. I don't know. It has a whole bunch of songs on the back. It's like a limited edition type of deal, box set deal, but here it is right here, Pink Floyd Pulse. I said I wasn't going to do artists that had multiple CDs first, but I accidentally left that in the pile, but yeah, that's okay. The next one I have is a group called Cheap Trick, and here is Cheap Trick right here. Cheap Trick obviously makes one of the most popular songs is not Surrender. If you most likely you've heard of Surrender, but I was like, I Want You to Want Me, Magical Mystery Tour, Dream Police. I do actually like Cheap Trick. I think Cheap Trick is another good classical rock group. If you love classical rock, then definitely check out Cheap Trick. Only own the very best of it, but that's really all I need. For some of these groups, I only buy them because that's really all I need. And then the next one is I would probably say the most famous pop musician of all time, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, number ones. Only really need his number ones. A lot of people like Beat It, Billie Jean, and stuff like that. But the ones I love 100%, in my opinion, I love Rock With You. I actually listen to Rock With You frequently. And then I love, where is it? Man in the Mirror. Yes, I love Man in the Mirror. One thing about Man in the Mirror, though, Man in the Mirror is a very, very sad song. He's talking about how you should care about yourself before you care about other people, like the homeless and things. You should look at yourself in the mirror and really change yourself for the better. Overall, I just love that song to death. Man in the Mirror is my favorite song of Michael Jackson, period. I know a lot of people say, what about Thriller? What about Beat It? What about Billie Jean and stuff? But no, I love Man in the Mirror. I know I'm in the minority that probably think it's the best song, because for the most part, it's probably not his best song. I can't agree, it's not his best song of all time, but it is a very good song, Man in the Mirror. Next, we got this box set. I can't talk too much about it. They just threw in a whole bunch of soul music. I do love jazz as well, which I did forget to mention. I love jazz music, and here it is. Soul Legends, just a lot of soul type music if you love jazzy type stuff and things like that. I don't know what this is called, but it's a box set called Soul Legends. Did listen to it. It's just a compilation of a lot of different artists. Give me a second here, guys. I gotta put everything back where I found it. Okay. Next up, we have Tech Nine. Actually, speaking of Tech Nine actually just came to a city near me, like really close by. So I could have actually went to a Tech Nine concert. Actually, I do love Tech Nine, and I do hope to get more Tech Nine. If you love really crazy rap, then you'll definitely love Tech Nine. I know for a factor, I think Tech Nine grew up in Kansas City, but here is everything by here's everything by Tech Nine. One thing I love off this Tech Nine album for sure, the reason I bought it was Am I a Psycho? I love Am I a Psycho, and then looking on the back, there's another one I love on this album a lot. Trying to look for it real quick. Worldwide Choppers. Worldwide Choppers is one of those very, very, very crazy rap songs. And it actually features a lot of different rap artists that are well known. It features Busta Rhymes, JLB Hood, Yuzo, Young Wolfie, Twista. If you know those people, then yeah. But that song goes hard, really, really hard. So if you love really hard rap, then you should definitely check out Tech Nine. This album's called 6 and 7s. Okay, the next one I own is a group called Yes. And Yes is a group that I actually like. They're more of a classic rock as well. The reason I picked this up was for a song called trying to find it real quick. Roundabout. You may have heard Roundabout. I'm not gonna say everyone has, but Roundabout is definitely a very well known song. Some people said that's the only reason people are buying Yes, because they love Roundabout. I will agree. Roundabout is a very awesome classic rock song. Definitely go ahead and Google it right now. I suggest you pause this video, go ahead and Google it, and listen to Roundabout. Roundabout is a very awesome song. So yes, that's the reason why I picked up Yes. Don't know too much about their other stuff. Not really a Yes fan, but I love Roundabout by Yes. The next one I own, which I actually love, which is in a different category, which is reggae music, I think it's called, but I love Bob Marley. One song I love by Bob Marley is Buffalo Soldier. Buffalo Soldier. I actually like Buffalo Soldier. Don't know, this is another compilation disc. Haven't really listened to it in a while, so I can't tell you too much about any good songs on here, but I do love Buffalo Soldier. Don't know if it's on here, but yes, I just picked this up because it was pretty cheap and it had 3 CDs. But the Bob Marley, this collection deal right here. The next one I own is Alien Ant Farm, and this one I actually owned as a kid. So there's no album in, there's no like the booklet in here is missing because it's not in here. But one song I do love on here, which is the reason I picked this up. They actually made a tribute to Michael Jackson called Smooth Criminal. Honestly, if you're to ask me, this may sound might not make any sense. I actually like Smooth Criminal, this one, compared to Smooth Criminal on Michael Jackson's one, believe it or not. Now, this group is more of a hard rock group. I wouldn't say they're punk rock. They're more of a hard rock group, or just rock. I love this group. But other than that, I love Courage, Movies, Summer, Sticks and Stones. So I do love other ones on this album than Smooth Criminal, but the reason I picked it up was Smooth Criminal. Might look into more on Alien Ant Farm, but I do love Alien Ant Farm. Actually, I might need a new copy of this CD because this CD is very beaten up. But yeah, this is Alien Ant Farm. The next one I own is Rush, another classic rock group. If you love classic rock, then you'll probably love this. They're a little bit hard-hitting, a little bit, I think, maybe, depending on what song you listen to. But I absolutely love Rush. One song, the reason I bought this was because of YYZ. I love YYZ. If you love guitar the whole entire time, it's basically one long guitar solo the whole entire song. Actually, the reason I know about YYZ because it was introduced on Guitar Hero 2 for the PS2. And once I heard it, I was like blown away. So YYZ by Rush is an awesome song. But then we got Limelight and Tom Sawyer. If you love a good drummer, definitely listen to Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer has a very good drumming in it. If you love good drums, then listen to Tom Sawyer. I love Tom Sawyer as well because I love drums. Drums are a very awesome instrument. So there you go, Rush. The next one I own is Seismosonics. Now, Seismosonics, I like a couple of them, but you may know the only reason I own this is because of one of their classic songs, and I was able to pick this album up cheap. Closing Time. You may have heard the song Closing Time. Most likely you have, because a lot of movies actually have used a closing time, and Closing Time is one of those songs you do hear from time to time still in the while. It goes like this: closing time, open up the doors and let it out, something like that. But you know, it's a very good song. But then I also like D&D and All Worked Out and She Spreads Her Wings. I like other ones on here, but the reason is I picked up Closing Time. I still do listen to Closing Time from time to time because it is a very good song. And then here we go. I do own Brad Paisley, and I actually do like some of these. I like This Is Country Music and Old Alabama. The reason I picked this up because I actually heard Old Alabama, and I actually like Old Alabama. I know a lot of people, or some people, don't like country music, but he is a very good country artist. You probably, if you're in the country, you probably heard of Brad Paisley, but I definitely like Old Alabama, and This Is Country Music. And overall, I would say this album is very, very great when it comes to country music. If you like country music, then pick up Brad Paisley. The next one on my list, which I don't know why I only own one from him, because I should be ashamed that I only own one from this guy, but the one I'm talking about is Ed Sheeran. You know, Ed Sheeran still plays on the radio all the time. He's making a lot of great hits on the radio. I actually knew about Ed Sheeran before we became mainstream, at least here in America, which is crazy. The ones I like on this one are the A-Team. You may have heard the A-Team. The A-Team is like one of his best songs. Don't sleep on A-Team. You probably already heard of A-Team if you like Ed Sheeran. A-Team is a fantastic song. Definitely listen to the A-Team. And then I like Grade 8. But one that made me actually buy this album, it's funny you may say, wouldn't the A-Team make you want to buy this album? True. But the one that I absolutely love on this album, without a doubt, is Give Me Love. It's not even close to one of his popular songs. It's not a popular song by no means, but I absolutely love Give Me Love. One reason I love Ed Sheeran is because I love the way he sounds. And he kind of sounds like he's doing like mainstream pop combined with rap. He kind of sounds like he's rapping in his music. I actually do like his style. So definitely need to get more of his music because I love Ed Sheeran. He's a very awesome singer altogether. Love Ed Sheeran. The next one I own is All Time Low, another pop rock type of group. I love this. The reason I got this because of the song Weightless, but I love a lot of other songs. On this album, or an All Time Low, I definitely suggest checking out Weightless. I don't think it's their most popular song, but also I love Break Your Little Heart, Damned If I Do Ya, Lost in Stereo, a party song, and Therapy. I love this album pretty much. So All Time Low, Nothing, I think it's called Nothing Personal. Yes, I love All Time Low. And in fact, you can find this out in the wild cheap for $5 at Walmart bins if you're looking around. I saw this album, but don't sleep on it. It's a pretty good album if you like pop rock or punk rock. Okay, next up we have Boys Like Girls. You can kind of guess what song I bought this for. I bought this for The Great Escape. If you've heard of this group, you most likely heard of The Great Escape. It's one of their most well-known songs you hear from time to time. But then we also got songs like 5 Minutes to Midnight, Up Against the Wall, and Heels Overhead, and Learning to Fall. I love those songs as well. But overall, I do love Boys Like Girls. I actually like the one called Heartbreak, but it's not on this album. So I do need to get more Boys Like Girls. Love this group. Can't tell you too much about this group, but I do love Boys Like Girls. Okay, next up, I have Muse. The only reason I picked this up was for, I think, Uprising. Yeah, I think Uprising. You probably heard of it if you like Muse, Uprising. Can't tell you too much about the artist or whatnot, but I absolutely love Uprising. Next up, I have My Chemical Romance. My Chemical Romance is a very good group. The reason I picked this up was for Black Parade and Teenagers. Teenagers is a very, very good song. If you've heard of My Chemical Romance, you've heard of Black Parade and Teenagers most likely. That's the reason I picked this album up. Love My Chemical Romance. Should probably pick up more of their albums because they are a very good group, My Chemical Romance. The next one I have is The Script. Only reason I own The Script is for Break Even. That used to be a classic song on the radio or a mainstream song at one point, Break Even. So there you go, The Script. And then I own a whole bunch of other ones. I own Fall Out Boy. I actually do like a lot of other stuff by Fall Out Boy, but I only own one album. Shame on me. I do love Fall Out Boy. They're another punk rock or pop punk rock group, however you want to call it. I like The Takeover, The Breakover, and then I like Thanks for the Memories. Obviously, if you've heard of them, you've heard of Thanks for the Memories. Thanks for the Memories is one of their well-known hits as well. And then I like the Get All This Running in My Ears, something like that. But yeah, I actually do like Fall Out Boy. I need to pick up more Fall Out Boy as well. Actually, all my CDs are becoming cluttered right now. I need to kind of like adjust all my CDs so I can find them easier for this video. After Fall Out Boy, we got another group called 3 Days Grace. And here's 3 Days Grace right here. I like this group. I like Animal, I Have Become, Never Too Late, On My Own, and Riot. And I actually like 1X. I like this album. I think it's actually about the human race. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. But I think it's about the human race. But anyway, here is 3 Days Grace. You probably heard of 3 Days Grace. They're kind of a hard rock group. So be prepared for that. They're nothing light. But here it is, 3 Days Grace. Next up, we have Who Killed the Zuttons. I think the group's called the Zuttons. The reason I own the Zuttons is because way back in the day on the PSP, they actually had this song called Pressure Point on this album on a PSP demo disc, and I absolutely love Pressure Point. A root, do, do, a root, do. But yeah, if you ever had the PSP and you had the PSP demo right when the PSP first launched, then you'll absolutely know what I'm talking about. But anyway, here is Who Killed the Zuttons. I think the group is called the Zuttons, but here it is. I'm not really too big of a Zutton fan. Just picked it up for really Pressure Point, but I do love Zutton Fever, Confusion, Moons, and Horror Shows. I love this album, but probably won't buy anything more from him. Also, right behind him, I have One Republic, and here is One Republic right here. Obviously, I bought it for Apologize, because Apologize is an absolutely fantastic song. If you love good music, then you'll know Apologize is a very good piano type song, and you probably already heard it because it's been a mainstream song for a while, way back in the day, back in 2000 and something, 2007, 8, 9, 10, something like that. But very, very good group, One Republic. I think they're actually still making music today, and this is one group I would like to get more music from. But here it is, One Republic. And then next up, I'm pretty much done with groups that I only have one album by, I think. Let me check. Yep, I am done with groups I have only own one album from. So all the rest of the groups you're going to see on camera are going to be groups I have multiple albums by. So let's get this started. These are the ones that I actually care more about compared to the other ones. That's why I have owned multiple by the group. Let's start the video. Alright, I mean not start the video, but let's start the set. Right now, this is one of the groups I absolutely adore and I absolutely love. I actually heard about them when one of their new releases was coming out to the market, and I got it pre-ordered, actually. If you didn't know, on iTunes, I don't know if you can still do it, but on iTunes and Google Play, you can pre-order albums back in the day, and that's what I was doing back in the day. I was pre-ordering the album, and this one I knew about right away. The group is called The Killers. You may know The Killers because if you played Rock Band, then you most likely heard of The Killers. But The Killers are a flat-out fantastic group. They're not hard rock or anything. They're more casual rock. I think the name of their main singer is Brandon Flowers. I do apologize if it's the wrong name. It might have, I know his last name is Flowers. I'm pretty sure it might be Brandon Flowers. But I absolutely love The Killers. I love all their releases, and I own every single Killers album they ever produced besides the Greatest Hits album. Once I own all the albums, it's like, do I really want to pick up the Greatest Hits from a group if I own pretty much all their albums? Maybe if I don't want to make my own playlist, but why not? Now this one's called Day and Age. The cool thing about Day and Age is, just look at that cover. It looks kind of like a mirror, a pretty cool mirror. I love. This might be my favorite album cover of all time, if you ask me. I love the cover. Not just the cover, but this particular album is flat out awesome, fantastic. I love Losing Touch, Human, Spaceman, Joyride, kind of, a Dustland Fairy Tale. Actually, scratch that. I do love Joyride. What am I saying to myself? It's number 5 I don't like. I don't like a Dustland Fairy Tale that well. This Is Your Life, I Can't Stay, Neon Tiger, The World We Live In, Good Night, Travel Well, but definitely The World We Live In. The World We Live In is an awesome one. Losing Touch is awesome. When you turn this on, Losing Touch makes you have a certain feel. This album in particular makes me just have a certain feel when I'm in a very good mood and I just want to chill, relax, and feel like I've been in heaven. This is usually the album I'm going to. I love The Killers. I can't stress enough, especially Day and Age. And then we have Hot Fuzz. It's funny, this is one of their older albums, and I don't really like the style of this, but obviously the one on here that most people have heard is Mr. Brightside. Mr. Brightside is a flat-out fantastic song. It's absolutely one of my favorite songs just by The Killers alone. Then we have Smile Like You Mean It, Somebody Told Me, which is awesome. All these things that I've done. And there's one on here, I think. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. There's one song on here that talk about the army or something, and it's a freaking flat out fantastic song. But I can't remember what it's actually called. But anyway, I do love this, just not as much as a Day and Age. I absolutely love Day and Age. Also, this is one group you have to see live if you love The Killers, because it's not like the best show ever, but I mean, they sound the same as they sound on the albums. You know, when you go to a group, sometimes they sound different live than they sound on their albums, on their studio recorded albums. They sound different, but this group sounds the same in a concert, which is awesome. So definitely go see them live if you ever have a chance. Battleborn's their newest one, I think. And what I will say is, I do love Battleborn just as much as I love Day and Age. It's actually might be a tie between the Killers Day and Age and Battleborn, but Battleborn's going for a totally different sound than Hot Fuzz or Day and Age. It's kind of going for like, it's kind of like really bringing them back to their Hot Fuzz days. It kind of sounds more like Hot Fuzz, but a little bit amped up. So you may not like the sound of Battleborn. A lot of people said they didn't really like the sound of Battleborn. I can say, but honestly, I think it's hard to say. But I would still say overall, my favorite album by the Killers is going to be Day and Age. I absolutely love Day and Age. And then we have, I think their first release is Sam's Town, and the one that everybody knows off of Sam's Town is When You Were Young. When You Were Young is one of their most popular songs as well. If you love When You Were Young, then you're definitely in the right place. When You Were Young is a very good song. Very, very good song. You probably heard it on Rock Band. Yeah, Rock Band 3. But anyway, there you go. There's all the Killer albums. I think that's all they released. I'm not sure, but I don't own the greatest hits. Don't have a reason to. Next up, we have an electronic group, electronic / techno, dance, whatever you want to call them. I have Daft Punk, and honestly, I should be owning more by Daft Punk because I absolutely love Daft Punk. I love everything about the group Daft Punk. I love Around the World. Actually, I do own another one of their albums digitally, which is awesome. That's why it's in this pile. I do own one digitally, which I should probably own physically, but I love, love, love Daft Punk. Now, this one is very different than what they've ever produced. This is their latest one. It's called Daft Punk Random Access Memories. The one on this album that got very, very popular overnight was Get Lucky. Get Lucky with Pharrell Williams, I think his name is. It's a very good song, I'm not going to lie. I love this album. Actually, I love most of them. One that's actually very hard-hitting is Contract. If you love drums, I think it's a very hard-hitting drum soundtrack. Listen to Contract. Even though they are a electronic, techno-y, dance type of group, Contract is a very, very hard-hitting song from the group Daft Punk. But for the most part, they make electronic, dance, techno music. If you love that type of music, then you're definitely going to love Daft Punk. But you probably already heard of Daft Punk by now. They're a very well-known group, Daft Punk. I wouldn't say super, super well-known, but in terms of like techno and stuff, you probably heard of Daft Punk. There you go, Daft Punk. I definitely owe it to myself to get more Daft Punk in my library. The next ones I own, which I can't talk too much about because I don't care about them, are two Eminem ones, and they're not any of the old ones. I actually do like the old Eminem stuff, but these are the newer ones. Don't really care about them. Can't really talk too much about them. I honestly don't know why I bought them. I should probably remove them from my collection. I'm not trying to hate on Eminem, but I'm saying is I'm not really an Eminem fan. And if I was going to get Eminem, I would get a lot of his older stuff. I absolutely love his older stuff, but not the new stuff for sure. And actually, this one is an old one, to be honest. I don't really care about this one in particular, or this one. I think they're the LP brothers, or LP, the Marshall Mothers LP, sorry. But there it is right here. I own both of them, 1 and 2. There they are right there. And then one group I don't own enough by, which I owe it to myself to get them. But I think I already own one of their like greatest hits albums. I own Kiss. I actually do love Kiss. One group member I do know for a fact is Ace Frehley. And Ace Frehley is an awesome. One thing about Kiss is they always wear paint when they actually perform, and when you see them and stuff, they're always wearing paint. You can see in this they're wearing paint on their face. Very awesome. This one don't really care too much about actually, but I do love number 4, Don't You Let Me Down, and number 7, Rock Me Baby. But that's about it when it comes to this one. I picked this one up, I think, cheap for about like 50 cents at a garage sale, and it was still a ticking, so there you go, Kiss. Now, here's the one that I actually like from Kiss. I actually like Kiss Double Platinum. Kiss Double Platinum has some of their best songs they ever recorded. We got Strutter, Do You Love Me, Hard Luck Woman, Calling Dr. Love. Let me repeat myself, Calling Dr. Love. Absolutely love that song. Let Me Go, Rock and Roll. I don't think Rock and Roll Night is on this. Yes, Rock and Roll All Night is on this. This is pretty much every of their best songs they've ever made. In I think one CD set. No, so I don't need anything else by Kiss because I have everything that I want by Kiss here. I'm not like a hardcore fan of Kiss, but I do love Kiss. Kiss is absolutely a very good hard rock group, however you want to call them. But there you go, Kiss Double Platinum. Next up, we have more electronic music. Definitely love electronic music, trap music, and things like that. But this is definitely house music, I do believe, and it's by an artist called Deadma or Dead Mouse. I absolutely love this guy. Not gonna talk too much about his songs, but I love Dead Mouse. One song you may have heard of by Dead Mouse is More Ghost and Stuff. More Ghost and Stuff is actually a good album by him. But here I own 3 by him. I own for the lack of a better name, 4 times 4 equals 12, and then I own this one. Album title goes here, and that's the actual name of it, Dead Mouse 5. Album title goes here, and that's one right here. But you can see I own all 3 by them. I love their music. It can just be as hard hitting as hard rock or rock, believe it or not. If you listen to some of this stuff is definitely stuff you can bang your head to, believe it or not. I love it. Definitely great. And then I own an independent guy. You probably never heard of him. You might have heard of him, but it's a guy named Duncan Sheik. I love it. The reason I picked this up, this is a 2 CDs collection. One of them's called Brighter. One of them's called Later. The one song I bought this for was Barely Breathing. Go ahead and listen to Barely Breathing. I actually heard it playing. The reason I actually found out about this guy was because I was sitting in a Taco Bell once, and I heard some guy on the radio singing, and I was like, what is that guy? Googled it, found out it was this guy, had to run out and pick him and support him. Definitely love this guy, Duncan Sheik. This is the Duncan Sheik Anthology, Brighter, Later, 2-disc set. There it is right there, Duncan Sheik. Next up, we have a very good group. Definitely one that everybody knows. They've been in the Super Bowl. I think Super Bowl 50 they actually performed. So you probably already know what group I'm talking about. What group am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Coldplay. I absolutely love Coldplay. I'm pretty sure a lot of people love Coldplay. I'm not in a minority when it comes to that. I love Coldplay as well. Here's Coldplay. I own 3 of their albums, so I don't own near all of them. They made 2 more since I've been out. Actually, I own one of their newer ones, but I don't know where it is. It came in a case. It had like Magic Stars or something on it, but I do own another one. I just can't find it. Coldplay Parachutes, Coldplay X and Y, and Viva La Vida. And Viva La Vida obviously has one of their best songs they've ever produced. It's Viva La Vida, I think it's called. Yeah, Viva La Vida. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But then I also love Lovers in Japan. Lovers in Japan is actually a song I only love half of the song. Believe it or not, in my opinion, they ruined it. The ending of the song just becomes ruined in my opinion. So usually I only listen to half of Lovers in Japan / Region of Love. I turn it off once they hit the part where it changes. But then I also love Death and All of His Friends and Strawberry Swing. I absolutely love this album. Love it. And then Coldplay X Lodo Malio. It's hard to pronounce. Milo X Lodo. Love this album as well. I love Milo X Lodo. Paradise. You probably heard of Paradise. Love Paradise. UFO. Up in Flames. Up with Birds. Every Teardrop is Waterfall. And yes, Every Teardrop is Waterfall is actually one of those songs that I actually own a single of. They actually made a single CD of it, and I own that as well. It's probably somewhere in this pile, and it's going to show up sooner or later. Just want to let you know I do own a couple of singles, and that is a single I rushed out and bought. Oh, matter of fact, I found the single right here. The single is in the pile where I was missing some stuff. And what do you know? I found the rest of the CDs. I found a Rush of Blood to the Head, and then I found the new one I was talking about right here. And then Every Teardrop is a Waterfall. I own the single to that as well. And this one, Magic, is a very good song. And Another Arms and Sky Full of Stars. A Sky Full of Stars and Magic are very good songs on one of their newer albums. There you go right there. Then A Rush of Blood to the Head has In My Place and Clocks. If you've probably heard of Clocks, definitely. I think most people heard of Clocks. And then The Scientist. One I absolutely love on this album is Scientist. So if you're picking up this album, definitely take a look at The Scientist. That is one of my favorite songs in my opinion. Is it their best song? Not even close. A lot of people probably don't like that song, but I absolutely love The Scientist. Okay, moving on. That's all my Coldplay stuff. Yep, all my Coldplay stuff right there. Moving on, I'm going to start off with a group that I actually found out about day one. They were an upcoming group, and they don't make a lot of CDs, but I'm pretty sure, again, this is one group. You hear them on the radio from time to time. What group am I talking about? They're a mellow rock group. It's The Fray. I absolutely love The Fray as well. One of their most well-known songs, period, has to be How to Save a Life. Go ahead. Out of all the ones I've mentioned in this video so far, definitely listen to How to Save a Life. How to Save a Life is definitely a very inspirational, inspiring, very good emotional song. Listen to How to Save a Life. I cannot recommend it enough. To pause this video, go ahead and listen to How to Save a Life by The Fray. And then there's some very good ones. On the first album right here, The Fray, How to Save a Life, I love She Is, Over My Head, and How to Save a Life. Those three in particular I absolutely love. But if you can only listen to one by The Fray, I definitely suggest How to Save a Life. Can't say it as many times as I want. Definitely listen to How to Save a Life. Moving on, we have a group where I like some of their songs, but not a lot of them. They're a country group, well-known country group, Nickelback. I have some Nickelback albums. I love on this one, I love Far Away and Photography. If you have to choose one song by them, in my opinion, I would pick Far Away. But personally, me, I'm kind of biased towards emotional, sad songs, so definitely it's the Far Away. But I wouldn't recommend listening to some of these songs, especially Far Away, if you're going through a depression or if you're going through a breakup and stuff. It's just going to make you cry more. Listen to it when you don't have anything going. But even if you listen to Far Away when you're in a happy place in your life, you're still going to regret listening to Far Away. Although it is a good song, it'll make you get the feel. So Far Away, Photography, Animals. On this one, the only one I actually like on this one is If Today Was Your Last Day. If Today Was Your Last Day is kind of another emotional song. It's about dying and stuff. But go ahead and listen to it. Nickelback, Dark Horse it's called. But there you go. I own 2 Nickelback albums right here. One I own a lot of albums by is a punk rock group. I own a lot of them. I actually own one more that I can't find as well. But I own a lot of their albums. It's called a group called Yellowcard. If you like punk rock or punk rock, yes, then you might love Yellowcard. This is one of their newer albums, but my favorite one out of all their albums they ever released in my lifetime is definitely Yellowcard, Ocean Avenue. And yes, speaking of Ocean Avenue, I love the song Ocean Avenue. Ocean Avenue might be my favorite song of all time. I know it sounds crazy, but I love that song to death. Compared to every song on this planet, I love, love, love Ocean Avenue. Not just the album, but the song itself. It just gives me the feels. I just love what they're talking about. They're talking about a relationship and things like that. I love Ocean Avenue. I can't tell you, I played that song probably over 1,000,000 times in my lifetime up to this point now. And I'll continue to listen to Ocean Avenue. But I love every song on this album. Way Away, Breathing, Ocean Avenue, Empty Apartment, Life as a Salesman. Life as a Salesman is an absolute blast to listen to. It's a very crazy song. Also, one thing about Yellowcard, which they're different than a lot of punk rock groups, is the fact that one of their members actually uses a violin. How crazy is it that a punk rock group is using a violin in their music? So that is something cool. You can definitely hear it in Ocean Avenue and a lot of their songs. Now, in some of their later or early releases, you can't really hear the violin too much, but in this release, especially this one, if you want something that's going to be like different and you can hear a different instrument, then definitely get this one because you can hear the violinist, and it actually works with punk rock, especially the way that they're doing it. But then there's 23, View from Heaven, Inside Out, Believe. I just love pretty much every single song on the album, Ocean Avenue. I love this album so much that I went out and bought Ocean Avenue Acoustic. It's really hard to say, but if you can only listen to one of them, obviously listen to the original because that's how they were intended to be listened to. But I do own them both right here. And then also we got Lights and Sounds. Lights and Sounds is a very good song. That's why I own this. Don't really care about too much on this album, but Lights and Sounds is a very good song. If you played some of the Burnout games, then you probably heard of Lights and Sounds. And then Yellowcard, one for the kids. Don't really care about this album too much. And then their newest one, I couldn't get into. I tried to get into it as hard as I could, but for some reason I couldn't get into Lift a Sail. I tried to get into this, but I just couldn't get into this. I think that the factor is their sound really changed when it became to Lift a Sail. So I don't like Lift a Sail at all for the most part. Don't know why I still own it. The next group I absolutely love as well. I don't own a lot of the stuff by them. Probably should look more into them, but I've listened to them as a kid too growing up. Is a group that you probably know. They're more of a hard rock group. Is Linkin Park. I love Linkin Park. Funny, I only own one studio album, and then I own 2 live ones. I own Live in Texas, and then I own Road to Evolution. If you can only pick one of these, in my opinion, Road to Revolution will kick ass. Road to Evolution is really hard hitting, especially when they play Bleed It Out at the end. Their drummer does an insane solo. So if you love the drums, definitely check out Bleed It Out. They're also a group that leans more towards rap in their rock songs. The lead man who sings actually loves rapping in the songs. So if you love rap as well, or if you love hard hitting stuff, then definitely Linkin Park. I definitely recommend it, but you probably already know them. One song I absolutely love by Linkin Park definitely is one of their most favorite songs. I kind of forgot what it was called. In the End. There you go. In the End. You probably already heard of In the End a million times, but In the End is a flat out fantastic song. Some of these I love on this. This might be my favorite album to date by Linkin Park, but I love Wake, Giving Up, Leave Out All the Rest. Leave Out All the Rest is kind of an emotional song, and it's more of down to earth song. It's not really too hard hitting. But if you love this, then you might, or if you just love mellow songs, definitely check out Leave Out All the Rest. Bleed It Out, a very hard-hitting, rappy type song. Shadow of the Day. If you love inspiring songs or very sad songs, listen to Shadow of the Day. And then one of their most popular songs as well, I would have to say, is What I've Done. What I've Done is a flat-out fantastic song. Hands Held High is another one of those kind of statty type songs. No More Sorrow, Valentine's Day, Between and Pieces, the little things that give you away. But that's all I own from Linkin Park. Definitely need to own the album that has In the End. Definitely need to get that at some point. Next up is a group I own every single album by. I'm not kidding you. Every single album by. It's absolutely one of my favorite groups of all time. Period. Hands down. I will swear up and down to them. I've been to a concert. I love the bejesus out of them. They hold a special place in my heart as well. And this is a group that every single person knows. I'll give you a little hint. He was the drummer for Nirvana before he made his own group. You probably know exactly who I'm talking about just by me talking about Nirvana. What group am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the Foo Fighters. I own every release that the Foo Fighters has ever produced. I even own some that are like limited releases and things like that. Let's go ahead and talk about it, because I definitely have a lot to talk about when it comes to the Foo Fighters. Let's start it here. Skin and Bones is a live performance, so if you like live performances, check this out. But everything on here is going to be acoustic. I just want you to be aware. Every single thing on here is going to be acoustic. I wanted to repeat myself. So don't go buying this thinking you're going to get rock. Now, the Foo Fighters are not punk rock at all. They're rock/hard rock, but Foo Fighters are awesome. Here you go. Here is the acoustic one. But one song I love on here, which you can't get anywhere else, is actually the cover of Everlong on here is awesome, but the one you can't get anywhere else is Marigold. I absolutely love Marigold on Skin and Bones, but Marigold is a very, very good song, which you can only get on their Skin and Bones album. And then I do own Greatest Hits, but the cool part about it is I did get the limited edition release of Greatest Hits, so it does come with all of their music videos inside here as well. And this looks kind of like a hardback book, which is very awesome. This actually reminds me of like a bullet going through, because it has a lot of you can just see it on camera, but it's very, very cool. And I think, yes, there's actually one reason to buy this as well. You do get Everlong acoustic, but then you get Wheels. For some reason, Foo Fighters decided to put Wheels on their Greatest Hits only. So if you want to get Wheels, you will have to get Greatest Hits, or look in their Greatest Hits and download Wheels. Wheels is a very emotional song as well. Now, it doesn't seem like an emotional song, but if you listen to it and you understand what they're trying to say in the song, then you'll understand they're talking about life in Wheels. That's why I absolutely love Wheels. Is it my favorite song? Nope. Definitely Monkey Ranch. Definitely Everlong. Everybody knows Everlong kicks so much ass. The drum on that song in Instant is awesome. It's like it's just awesome. You have to listen to Everlong. You probably already listened to Everlong, but then there's also other songs like Learn to Fly. I love Learn to Fly as well. Breakout, Big Me, Long Road to Ruin, Times Like These, The Pretender, My Hero, Best of You, Everlong. I just love the Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl is just awesome. I just love them. I haven't seen a documentary of the Foo Fighters. That's how much I love the Foo Fighters. But there it is, Foo Fighters. This is one of their older ones. This Is a Call. I think This is The Call. Is the only one I actually like from this album, but here it is. This is The Call. Then we got Foo Fighters, One by One. I absolutely love All My Life. All My Life is definitely one of the hardest hitting songs they actually have to produce, but I love All My Life. And then we have Times Like This, Of You, Lonely As You, Overdrive. I love this album. And then this is the one I was talking about, which was a limited edition release. You can't buy this everywhere. I just found it randomly somewhere, so don't try looking for this. It's very rare. You might have to go to eBay and Amazon or something to try to find this album. And then this is one of my favorite albums by the Foo Fighters. Obviously, if you don't know, it does have Everlong on it, and then it has My Hero. And I actually do like my Hey Johnny Park, Monkey Ranch. Monkey Ranch is another one of their hardest hitting songs. If you love hard hitting songs, and you're definitely gonna love Monkey Ranch, definitely check out Monkey Ranch. Foo Fighters, Echoes, Silence, Patience, and Grace. Here is Echoes, Silence, Patience, and Grace. It got like a bomb or missile going off, dropping in the sky. The Pretender, Let It Die, Long Road to Ruin, Cheer Up Boys, Your Makeup Is Running. I like this album as well. It's one of their older ones. If you love a good rock album, definitely check out Foo Fighters, Echoes, Patience, and Grace. Here's their very newest album, which I can't say anything about. I should be very ashamed as a human being to say I've never actually put this into my CD player to listen to, or my iPod. I should definitely listen to this one, but I am a diehard Foo Fighters fan, so I had to pick it up. I think this is the last one they've made currently. This one, I do own this one. It has a whole bunch of cities on it. Here you go, right there. And I think a fun fact about this album as well, they produced all the songs in very different recording studios around America, so this is a very cool album. And then this one, I would say, I love this one, maybe even more than the Everlong one. Colors, The Color and the Shape. I love this more than The Color and the Shape, I do believe. This is just my opinion, even though it's hard to say that The Color and the Shape is one of those all-time classic rock albums that you have to listen to in your life if you love rock music or hard rock music. But the Foo Fighters, Wasting Life. I know a lot of people have different opinions on this album, but I think this album as a whole is very awesome. I love Bridge Burning, Rope. I think Rope and White Limo are especially White Limo is a very screamo type song. If you love screamo type music, you may love White Limo. But then Dear Rosemary, These Days, Back and Forth, Walk, the very last one. I would definitely recommend trying this before you actually buy anything from it. But I love Wasting Light. I can't tell you how much I just popped this one into, and I still listen to this almost every week, at least once a week. I love this album. I can't stress enough. It's hard to say, do I like the Echoes and the Color and the Shape, or do I love this more as a Foo Fighter fan? Because I absolutely love this album. And then we have Foo Fighters, Nothing Left to Lose. This is the one that has Learn to Fly. It has Breakout, Stacked Actors, Next Year, Generator, Aurora. Love this album as well. But the one on here to listen to, if you had only one to listen to on this one, would definitely be Learn to Fly. And the music video for Learn to Fly is flat out crazy. It's like Dave Grohl dressed up in like a girly's suit or something like that. He pretends to be a fat girl or something like that. But that's one thing I love about the Foo Fighters. When Dave Grohl makes music videos, he always makes them super cheesy and super unrealistic and really stupid. But it's just he's just a person that loves to have a good time. I love their music videos. And then I own Foo Fighters, In Your Honor. Here is In Your Honor. Definitely No Way Back. If you played one of the Madden games, you definitely heard No Way Back. Can't remember if it was 2007, 2006, or 08, but No Way Back. DOA, Best of You, The Deepest, End Over End, Black, Blues Are Black. But there you go. There's all my Foo Fighter stuff. And now I'm coming down to the last pile of my collection. Now this collection will grow over time, so I do need to update you in the future. Another group, I somewhat like a lot of their music, but the problem is they're kind of a mixture of two different genres. What group am I talking about? I would consider them a punk rock slash screamo group. I'm talking about A Day to Remember. I own 3 albums by Day to Remember. The one I would obviously recommend picking up would be A Day to Remember. Common Courtesy. I love Common Courtesy, but there's a lot of screamo stuff on here as well. So be prepared that they're not your generic punk rock, pop rock group. They're more of a pop rock, punk rock slash emo group. That's why I tend to kind of not like them that much. But one I absolutely love a lot is You Had Me at Hello. Now, You Had Me at Hello is not a pop or punk rock or screamo song. It's actually a acoustic song. But if you love a sad acoustic a song and you want to listen to an acoustic song, listen to "You Had Me at Hello." I do own a lot of other of their. I do own one more of their albums, but I own it digitally, and I absolutely love that album a lot. It has one of their most popular songs on it. I can't remember what the song is, but it's one of those songs that you may have already heard, but I can't remember what it was called. But I own it on my phone, and I listen to it quite frequently as well. But There Is a Day to Remember. I love this group as well. Not as much as some other pop rock, or punk rock groups, just because they're kind of half screamo as well. So I would say try them out before you buy if you're into pop rock or punk rock. Next up, we have a group that I love as well. Don't own any of their new releases any of their old releases because didn't like them until they changed their sound of the music. Believe it or not, I am a diehard fan only when they change their sound of music. What group am I talking about? I'm talking about, I think his name is Jay Leto or something, but I'm talking about 30 Seconds to Mars. I absolutely love 30 Seconds to Mars. Not a diehard fan because I never liked their original stuff. They're much more a harder hitting band. I might need to revisit them now that I'm really going into hard hitting music and metal and stuff, but here it is. One song I absolutely love in this whole entire world too is Kings and Queens from this album. This album's called This Is War. Absolutely love Kings and Queens. My favorite song on this album, hands down. Probably my favorite 30 Seconds to Mars song, period. I'm not going to lie. But then again, I do love This Is War. Not This Is War, sorry. I do love Vox Popula. Yeah, Vox Popula. So definitely listen to Kings and Queens and Vox Popula on this album. I highly recommend it. But if you can only listen to one, definitely listen to Kings and Queens. One song on here that is very emotional, which I would stay away from. I love emotional stuff to death, and I love listening to acoustic stuff. But one song I can't take, and it makes me cry every single time without a doubt. I can't listen to it anymore. Is what is it called? Jesus. Vox Populi, Search and Destroy. Alibi. It's called Alibi. I would highly recommend staying away from Alibi if you don't have a if you don't have a heart. If you don't have a heart, listen to it. But if you have a heart and you have a lot of feelings and stuff like that, I know it sounds crazy I'm saying if you don't have a heart, but if you're a person that doesn't have emotions, or you're not emotionally attached, or you don't get a lot of feelings and feelings don't bother you, then go ahead and listen to Alibi. But for me personally, I think it's way too emotional and it makes me cry. That's why I try to avoid Alibi at all costs. But overall, very, very good one. And then I have one of their newer ones, Love, Lust, Faith, and Dreams. Love this one. Some of the ones I love on this, which is, hey, funny, they don't even tell you the name of the song in the back. You have to open it up, but and the album is kind of cool. It looks like a lot of paint just spread out on here. But I absolutely love Up in the Air. Up in the Air was actually a single for this album. Very good song. City of Angels, End of All Days, Bright Lights, Do or Die, Northern Lights. Absolutely love this as all. It's hard to say, do I love this album as a whole or do I love this album as a whole? I think as a whole, it's a tie for me, to be honest. But I honestly lean towards more this because Kings and Queens is on this, and Kings and Queens is on. The music video for Kings and Queens, they are actually, I think, in Los Angeles in the morning or at night, and they're riding bicycles, a whole bunch of group of bicycles. Go to Google or go to YouTube right now and type in Kings and Queens music video, and you know what I'm talking about. It's definitely one of those videos that will make you feel about life and things like that. Very, very awesome music video for Kings and Queens riding down. And a lot of people had lights on their bike, and it was like a mob of people riding bicycles. Honestly, if I had a chance to be in that music video, I would 100% do anything it takes to go down there and be in that music video for that actual song, Kings and Queens. Okay, next up, we have a group called... It's more of a classical group. It's not really well popular as far as I know, but I'm talking about the Cranberries. You may have known who the Cranberries are. They make a song called Dream. I do hear it on the radio sometime, Dream. And then we have another one that's very good by them. It's called Zombie. But Zombie is a very good one. They're not a hard-hitting group, even though the name of the song is Zombie. They're not a hard-hitting group. I think one of their main singers is a girl, and she's like, not Italian, but she is Irish. There you go. I'm pretty sure she's Irish, but I can't say for sure, so you can tell me if she's Irish or not. But here you go. I own a lot by Cranberries. Here's another one by the Cranberries right here. Now, before I get to one of my other groups I absolutely adore in my entire life, it's a spin-off group by him. If you know what group I'm talking about, Tom DeLonge. He's from one of the best pop punk rock groups of all time. I'm talking about Angels and Airwaves. Now, they're not as popular as, say, Blink-182, not even close, not even by far, but I absolutely am one of those weirdos that loves everything by Angels and Airwaves. If you're going to listen to anything by Angels and Airwaves, then listen to Everything's Magic, True Love, Rite of Spring. Now, if you want a song that's very inspiring, it's not even really that, it's kind of sad, but then again, it's uplifting. Definitely listen to Rite of Spring. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to Rite of Spring. I've at least listened to it, I'm going to say again, 1,000,000 times. I love, love, love Rite of Spring. One thing wrong with Tom DeLonge, even though I'm a diehard Tom DeLonge fan or a Blink-182 fan, I can admit to you guys that he has a very weird sounding voice. So if you can't handle voices that don't sound natural or normal, you may not like this, especially coming from Blink-182 or any groups. Especially Angels and Airwaves, their sound is very, very more electronic-y, spacey, and things like that. So you may not like them. I'm not saying they're for everyone. They're definitely not for everyone. You definitely got to have a very good taste in music or a very weird taste in music because their sound, and especially Tom DeLonge's voice, is very, 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 very hard to get used to. I remember when my sister listened to Blink-182 for the first time, she was like, this guy's sounds very weird. If you listen to All the Small Things is one of their most generic songs they've ever produced. His voice sounds natural and like any other human being, but if you listen to a lot of his other songs, he has a very different voice you may have to get used to. Because my sister listened to First Date by Blink-182, and she was like, why does his voice sound so weird? I can't get used to it. So there you go. You may have to get used to Tom DeLonge's voice, but here you go. I love, love, love this group at all. This one's a two-part one, and there's so many good songs on here I can name. I definitely love, what's it called? Epic Holiday. Definitely listen to Epic Holiday, but if you want another one that's very, very, very inspiring, listen to All That We Are. All That We Are has a very good guitar riff in it. I cannot stress enough. Listen to All That We Are. The thing with All That We Are is, if you listen to the song from the beginning, you may not actually get the full experience, because it's one of those songs that changes throughout the song. So listen to the whole entire song when you listen to All That We Are, because if you don't listen to the whole entire song of All That We Are, you may not like the song. It doesn't get really good until the end. That's when the guitar riff starts. Honestly, I kind of, All That We Are reminds me of a song that could be the national anthem to any country, if you ask me. I love All That We Are. Definitely check out them if you like their music. It's not for everybody, but there you go. Angels and Airwaves. And then next up, we have another Angels and Airwaves CD I left out, but there it is right there. I don't own their newest release. They did make another release after that one, but I don't own it. I think they made it in 2015, 2016, something around there. And then we have another group, which I should be ashamed of myself. I don't own more of it. But I know it's going to flame a lot of people out there. I actually like Blink-182 100% more than I love Green Day. Now, I am still a hardcore Green Day fan. I love Green Day. Just like any pop, punk, rock person who loves that kind of music, I love Green Day. But I still think Blink-182 holds a special place more in my heart than Green Day. But I know I should be ashamed I don't own more, but I own 21st Century Breakdown. I actually love 21st Century Breakdown. Another song that you don't have to be a punk rock fan to like. I absolutely love, 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 I can't say it enough, 21 Guns. If you love a song that's very, very, very emotional and doesn't sound punk rocky and things like that, check out 21 Guns. I guarantee you may end up liking the song. Definitely, if you like songs that have good lyrics, check out 21 Guns. I can't stress that enough. Even my little cousin, who's like 6 years old, loves 21 Guns, because he came up to my sister one time and said, hey, do you know I love Green Day, 21 Guns? Definitely listen to 21 Guns. Repeat, you do not have to be a punk rock fan to like 21 Guns. And then I do love East Jesus Nowhere, and another one called 21st Century Breakdown. And then I can't remember what the other one was on here that I actually liked, but there you go, 21st Century Breakdown. And then we have Green Day, of course, American Idiot being a good song, Jesus of Subaru, She's Rebel, Give Me, Novocaine, Saint Jimmy, another one. But if I had to pick one that I absolutely love 100%, which I think a lot of people can agree with on me, I love, I think it's one of their original releases. I don't know if it's their #1 release, but Green Day, Dookie. Obviously, some of their most well-known songs is Basket Case, and When I Come Around. When I Come Around and Basket Cases are probably their most songs that most Green Day fans, or not even Green Day fans, just people know as a whole. Basket Case and When I Come Around. I just want to repeat myself there, but those are two songs. But then I also love Longview, Chump, Food, In the End. Okay, never mind. It must be 10 When I Come Around. Sorry. Coming Clean and She. I love, love, love this album. I might like it more than American Idiot and 21st Century Guns. I know, crazy, but I love, 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 love this album, Green Day Dookie. Even though I'm not a super hardcore Green Day fan, I love Dookie a lot. I still listen to it. Okay, and then we're getting to the last thing I actually own. I actually own Green Day. Before I get to, not Green Day, Blink-182. Before I talk about Green Day, there is one other album I did leave in the car, which I bought yesterday for a couple bucks. I did end up getting All American Rejects, Dirty Little Secret, and Move Along. I absolutely love Dirty Little Secret and Move Along. You probably heard of All American Rejects. They're another really good pop, rocky type band. But here we go. I own everything by Blink-182. I mean everything. The only thing I don't own is Neighborhood. I actually do own Neighborhood, but digitally. I don't own it, which I need to buy physically. I meant to say is I own it digitally. So Neighborhood, I own digitally. I absolutely love that one. And this is one group I do own the greatest hits. Let's get honest. I do own greatest hits because I love them that much. I don't want to make my own playlist. I'm just too lazy. And this one has a song you can't get anywhere else. Another Girl, Another Planet. Another Girl, Another Planet is the only one from Blink-182 you can't get unless you buy greatest hits. So that's why I have it. And I love 100% every single song on greatest hits, believe it or not. This is one album, if you can even call it an album. This is one CD. I love every single song on the album 100%. There's not nothing I'm willing to skip. The one song I'm really tired of is as much of a Blink-182 fan of as I am. One song I'm very, very fed up with is All the Small Things. It's just too generic for me. Not to say it's a bad song. It's just too generic. And like I said before, I'm not really a fan of mainstream music too much, so I tend to shy away from All the Small Things. One song I absolutely love to death, which is an emotional song, and it's not really a punk rock song, which I think anybody can really get into, is the Adam song. It's actually about a fan who killed himself, I do believe. It's a very emotional song. If you love emotional songs or just acoustic songs and things like that, I would highly recommend listening to Adam song. I don't know how many times I've listened to Adam song in my life, but I love, love, love Adam song as well. So check out Adam song. But I love everything on here. I think my favorite song by Blink-182 to date would have to be Always. I love Always. Always is always going to hold a special place in my heart too. I love Always. It can be on any playlist. I love Always. And then Feeling This, definitely I Missed You. I think for the most part, I didn't mean to like yell right there, but definitely I Miss You. I Miss You is one of those songs where they have dang it, I know Tom DeLonge, but then I forgot the other guy because I haven't listened to him in about 3 weeks now because I've been on an AC/DC adrenaline rush. But I Miss You is one of those songs where the other guy from the group, and they go back and forth on the lyrics, and it just makes sense, and it is one of those songs I guarantee you need to listen to, whether you're a hardcore punk rock fan, whether you're a Blink-182 fan, or whether you just love music. Definitely listen to I Miss You. I Miss You is definitely a flat-out fantastic song, and I guarantee you most people already have listened to I Miss You. I love I Miss You. I Miss You is a flat-out fantastic song. Now let's moving on to some of their other releases. If you love some old school pop rock, punk rock, I would definitely suggest listening to some more of their older ones like Cheshire Cat, because this is where Blink-182 was really gritty with the guitar. Their lyrics really made no sense, and they were really just, this is what I really call true punk rock, pop rock type of music. If you love much more mature music, or much more not as hard punk rock, because I will say you do have to be a very hardcore fan of punk rock or pop rock to really enjoy these. The newer ones, not so much, but the older ones, you definitely have to really love pop rock and punk rock. Some stuff I love on here is obviously Carousel, M&M's, Fundoozle, Touchdown Boy, Strings. I really do love Strings. Strings is a flat out fantastic song. I love does my best. Obviously, I just love this whole entire album, but it's very cheesy. It's very, really punk rocky. You can definitely tell. And the one thing with this album, too, or at least some of their older ones, you can really tell that the quality of the equipment they used to record them was not the best. They need to release these and update these. One thing I love about Blink-182 is the artwork and just what they put on the album is just nuts. Why do they have a wheelchair on here? It just makes no sense at all. But they have a wheelchair on the album. So there you go. And then we have some of their newer ones. One of their older ones would be Dude Ranch. Dude Ranch is one of their older ones. Obviously, the one you'd want to listen to here as well would be Damn It. But there is also one reason to buy the greatest hits. One reason to buy the greatest hits, I don't actually like the original recording of Damn It. I do not. I'll repeat. I don't like the way the drums sound like George of the Jungle on that one. I just don't like the way it sounds. Believe it or not, when you get greatest hits, they actually updated it, and Damn It sounds more natural and more original, and it sounds more modern. So if you want a modern take on Damn It, I would definitely suggest listening to it on greatest hits. So I am glad they did update Damn It. Would I still listen to Damn It on this? Yes, I would. But compared to the new one, I just don't like the sound of Damn It here. But I definitely love Pathetic, Voyager, Apple Shampoo. This one is still where they're very greedy with their songs. They don't make any sense. Just a very good, flat-out, fantastic sound. But Damn It is probably the song you probably already heard of if you played one of the rock bands as well. Or rock bands or Guitar Hero games. But there you go. Blink-182, Dude Ranch. And then we have, of course, Enemy of the State. Of course, All the Small Things. And then one of my absolute other favorite songs by him, which I did forget to mention, is I do love What's My Age Again. I absolutely love Watch My Age Again because Watch My Age Again actually, I can actually relate to Watch My Age Again because a lot of people tell me, even my parents still to this day, say, why don't you grow up? Why do you still always act like a kid? Because I choose to act like a kid. It's not like my brain's dysfunctional. I personally choose to act like a kid. You only live one time, and that's just the way I'm going to live life. I'm always going to act like a kid, do kiddie things, and that song really relates to me. If you listen to Watch My Age Again, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Everyone in my life still says I act like a kid and I'm still immature. I know when to act mature, but for the most part I act immature in my real life, especially when I'm not doing anything important, going to a funeral, doing an interview, just things like that. I generally act like a kid. But I love What's My Age Again. It might be, besides Always, it might be my number one favorite song. But it's hard to really pick because Damn It is absolutely fantastic as well. And then I own a Blink-182, Feeling This, Obvious, I Miss You, of course. The anthems are very good. Another one that's very good is Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. Love this album. I love Anthem Part 2, First Date, Story of a Lonely Guy. The Rock Show obviously is very good. Stay Together for the Kids. Love Roller Coaster. Love Reckless Abandon. One song I love on this, I think, I'm trying to find it. Shut Up. I absolutely love Shut Up as well. If you want to listen to a Blink-182 song that's not too popular, I don't think, listen to Shut Up. I love Shut Up a lot, and Please Take Me Home. But definitely Shut Up. Shut Up is definitely one song on this album for sure I absolutely love. I loved it even when I wasn't a Blink-182 fan. I heard Shut Up for the first time and I adored that song. I love Shut Up. Okay, and now we have their newest release. Like I said, I do own Neighborhoods, but it's a digital, which I do need to buy the physical one for that. I love that album a lot. I love one called something about a ghost on the Dance Floor. Even though a lot of people said that album starts to tend to sound like Angels and Airwaves, I love Ghost on the Dance Floor. Honestly, I can admit Ghost on the Dance Floor does sound like he kind of combined Angels and Airwaves and Blink-182 into one band, and it's not like the best one they ever made. But now I have Blink-182 California. It's hard for me to say if I like this album or I don't like this album because let's face it, this is when Tom DeLonge already quit the band and they have a new guitarist, and a lot of people were flamed that Blink-182 guitarist Tom DeLonge left the band. The reason he left his band apparently is because, if you didn't know, there's a song on one of these albums called I think it's on this one called Aliens Exist is on this one. And Aliens Exist, the reason it's actually made is because if you didn't know, Tom DeLonge, one of the guitarists for the original Blink-182 lineup, absolutely loves aliens. He believes aliens exist, and he claims that they're real, and he's really trying to go after aliens. That's why he claimed he quit Blink-182. Not because they had some fueled up fire and things like that. Also, if you're not a Blink-182 fan, or even if you're a Blink-182 fan, I highly suggest Wikipedia them, because they're one band that's very interesting. One band member you may have known is Tom Barker. Tom Barker is not the original drummer, but Tom Barker is a flat-out amazing drummer. I'm not just saying this because I am a fanboy or a hardcore fan of Blink-182. Travis Barker is an awesome drummer. I love Travis Barker as well. Sorry I'm saying a lot. I love, but I'm just trying to make it clear. I absolutely love Travis Barker as a drummer. Is he the best drummer ever known to mankind? No, probably not. But he is definitely up there when it comes to pop rock, punk rock, or just rock band. A lot of people know who Travis Barker is, and I love Travis Barker's drumming. But like I said, back to this album, it's kind of a mixed bag for me. I'm trying to like it. I can't say if I like it 100%. I have to keep listening to it. But one song, obviously, that's very good. If you have to listen to Blink-182 California, would definitely be Bored to Death. Bored to Death was a single, and they actually played it last year in July when it came to Good Morning America. They were actually on Good Morning America last year in the summer, and they demoed Bored to Death, and Bored to Death is a flat-out amazing song. But then we have songs like Home is Such a Lonely Place. Home is Such a Lonely Place is more of an acoustic guitar song, so if you love emotional acoustic guitar songs, you might love Home is Such a Lonely Place. I like that song. Kings of the Weekend, Teenage Satellites is definitely a good song. San Diego, The Only Thing That Matters, California. Definitely listen to California if you really want to know where this band has been and come, and the loss of Tom DeLonge. Not that he's dead, he's just not part of the band, like I said. Definitely listen to California, I would suggest. And then, Kings of the Weekend, Teenage Satellites. Yep, definitely San Diego or California. I would highly recommend listening to San Diego and California besides Bored to Death. Bored to Death, San Diego and California. Especially San Diego and California really make you feel like you're part of the band just because Tom DeLonge's left. They have that connection with like a lot of their stuff. So definitely listen to San Diego and California on this. It's still a mixed bag for me, but I don't know if I like it or I want to like it or how much I like it, but I definitely like this album. I don't know if I like it more than their older stuff, but yes, siree. And that is pretty much everything I own that's physical. I own a lot of digital stuff, but I may make another video just talking about my digital collection. I don't really want to talk about it. Could I talk about it in this video? Absolutely, I could talk about it in this video. I can sit here for a couple more hours and keep talking on and on and on, but I don't want to keep you guys here for a long time. But I absolutely just wanted to show you my music collection so you can get to kind of know me, what kind of music I like. And don't get me wrong, you may be saying, oh, why doesn't he own Guns N' Roses? Why doesn't he own yada yada this and yada yada that? Well, that's because I don't, it's expensive to buy stuff. I do believe in not pirating stuff. That's why I own all the music I have. Also, there's a lot of stuff out there. I cannot possibly own everything out there. And there's so much stuff out there. I keep forgetting that there's so much good music out there. I want to own as much as possible, but there's so much out there. Also, if you want to leave me some comments in the comment section about stuff you think I should listen to based on what I showed you in this video, feel free to comment in the comment section on stuff that you like to listen to, because I would love to talk to you guys about your music taste. I am all for that. Music is one of my definitely hobbies, or definitely something that I am passionate in life. I am definitely passionate about music besides video games. I would say I'm more passionate about that, about music, more than I am passionate about movies and TV shows. I am really passionate when it comes to music. I can sit down and listen to music for hours on end. I think even more than video games. I know that sounds crazy because I do tend to post a lot of video game stuff on my channel, but I love music to death. Without music, I don't even know where it'd be in this lifetime. Of course, I would still be okay, I guess, but I'm glad music is a type of media that we can get to enjoy in our life. It is definitely life-changing in a lot of ways, just like video games, movies, or TVs can be life-changing. It's a shame that some people are deaf and they can't really hear music. It's really a shame, because music is something that I think every living human being should get to experience in one way or another. Even if you don't like my music taste, you should at least experience music sometime in your life. Anyway, guys, Peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. And right after this video, I'm definitely going to be listening to my AC/DC. And my throat is definitely dry. So I'm going to be getting the biggest glass of water I can possibly get. And I'm going to fill it up with ice because I am very, very hot in this room right now. It's very hot. I would at least say it's around 80 to 90 degrees in this room. I could have turned on a fan for this video. But the fact is, it would have been very noisy. And you couldn't hear me at all. So I can't wait to get out of this room, listen to my AC/DC, get some drink, and have a very good time. Anyway, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm out, guys.